and welcome to the Spake Satguru Sivananda. I will share today's quote. Our usual drill, Nana. 1 second. Spiritual living should be taken as inward journey towards lasting peace for one's own self, unaffected by the surrounding misery. It follows that a way of life has to be devised with an undercurrent attention to this goal, accompanied by an outward action of any kind meant to discharge one's human responsibility towards the surroundings. This looks very complicated, Nana. That inward journey towards lasting peace is happening within oneself, and it's a way of life that has to be devised. So yeah, quite a few things in this. Over to you. So I will let you explain this to us. Thanks.
Thank you, Hema. Namaste, everyone. Today, we have another beautiful quote. And Guruji's quotes, are such that each one is interrelated. And each one refers you to that ultimate thing which is everybody's search. So, nothing is new in a way, but everything is connected. This we have discussed earlier also, that in Brahmanda, everything is connected. Everything looks different, everything looks separate and different, diverse from each thing, whether it is a living thing or a non-living thing, a material, whatever it may be, everything, it has its own shape, it has its own qualities. So nothing looks the same, but all these things have come from one, and their journey is also towards one. Even Brahmanda, it starts with a dot. Guruji says in his Brahmanda Purana, the structure of Brahmanda, a wonderful book, a pure science book. So this Brahmanda, this starts with this, say, small dot, and that dot bulges in the middle and extends to the two ends. One is North Pole and the other is South Pole. So again, it's only one, and it goes back and shrinks itself into that spot. That is what we call as pralaya. So this is the process, because everything comes up out of it and then gets into it. Not different from it, but looks different. So each quote is related in that way. So yesterday we had a quote with regarding to the conscious. And that quote is directly related to this quote. In the way, there we spoke of conscious, because a man, a human being, has two levels of consciousness. One, consciousness, it spreads through your senses and extends to the surroundings. That we have seen, the worldly conscious. The world consciousness is the primary consciousness for each human being, and also for the other animate things. So here, at that time, what he said, that conscious, because you are looking out, that conscious has to be trunked into your inner self and try to find out what is there. don't have any suggestions there that it should be like this, it should be like that. Everybody's experience is different. And your vision may be different when you have gone into your inner self. So this conscious, if you are always conscious of outside, then you cannot go into yourself. So that has to go in. So that was the earlier quote just before this. And that quote has worked wonderfully, so that we started to know what happens when the inner self acts through these appliances of mind and body complex. This is a device. Mind and body complex is a device. Just like we have a mobile in your hands, and then we will be operating it and looking into the world. So this small mobile takes you to the world. It may even take you to the nakshatras, the stars, moon, everything. So the entire Brahmanda that we are seeing outside could be seen in a small device, a mobile in your hands. Similarly, when you are looking into yourself, though it is very small, though that space is very small, though it looks like a dark cave, but still if you look into it, you will be finding the Brahmanda. So our elders would always say that you have the whole Brahmanda that we are seeing outside is within you itself. It is as it is outside, it is also as that it is inside. Even your body is itself a Brahmanda. All the lokas are there in your Brahmanda. So we always say that there are chakras. Shat chakras are there. Seven chakras are. It's a different interpretation. So Sahasrara and Ajna chakra, these things are all chakras. They are taking you to the lokas. So all these saptalokas from Mooladhara to your Sahasrara. So all these bhuvanas, sapta bhuvanas are there within you. Starting from the bhu, bhuva, swa, jana, maha, tapa, satyaloka. So all these lokas are there within you in your body. Your body is a Brahmanda. This is known as a Kshudra Brahmanda. Kshudra means small. Kshudra means not mean. It is small Brahmanda. So similarly, there we have seen the consciousness, how it goes in at the Mooladhara and raises up to Sahasrara, and Sahasrara gives you the Brahmanda consciousness, the universal consciousness. That consciousness comes to you. So similarly, this is another form of explaining the same thing. Here, our Guruji mentions about spiritual living. Here in this, we have these keywords, key phrases rather. Spiritual living. And there's another thing, what our goal should be is that the lasting peace. So we are concerned with our goal. Our goal is lasting peace, that he has effort clearly there. What we have to achieve? Should we see a Vishwarupa and then merge into it? We don't know. But it is the lasting peace, the peace which doesn't end. Lasting peace. And then there is another key word, is something like outward action. So there also in the last, in the earlier quote, we have been speaking about working through this device into the surroundings. So similarly here, we have outside action regarding or responding to the surroundings, responding to your responsibilities, your duties in the samsara, in the family life, in the social life, in the cultural life. We have so many lives, all these are the aspects of your life. So in each thing, you should have to participate because that's your responsibility, that's your duty. So we have duties outside. So a man is not only concerned with his inner self, looking for the lasting peace, going inward journey, that's what we call a spiritual journey, but he has to also act in the outside world. You cannot just shirk from your duties from the outside world. You have all this. You have to respond to them. You have taken help from them. You have to help them. So you have to serve them. You have been served and you have to serve them. Most of the things are there like that. So both are interconnected and they are explaining in a different way, but the goal is the same, action is the same, practice is the same, and we are going to that. So here, let us take the first phrase itself about spiritual living. So what is this living? How many livings are there? We don't know. An individual living is the same thing, one living, because from birth to death is a living. Yeah, wonderful. That earlier we have distinguished this into existence and living. Where this we say all those things who are not aware of their existence in this world but still exist, that is a mere existence. So most of our men and women also, they simply exist because they are born. They are born, so they are eating, they are mating, and they are producing children. All that. So this is simple existence. So Guruji says that is his existence. And they die and then take a birth and again and do all that. Because in this life they do some karma and then that karma phala they have to experience in the other lives. So this is a natural process that's going on. For 90 to 99% of people go in the same way. But no, this existence is different from living. Then he said, Guruji said, what is living? When you fix up a goal, I want to progress, I want to develop, I want to become a wealthiest man, I want to be a great artist, I want to be a scholar. So all these things are the goals that you have fixed for yourself. If you have a goal, a good goal, or a bad goal, even it can be a Rakshasa, and Rakshasa also have so many goals, and they say that, he should be the universal Lord. So that is also a goal for him, whether bad goal or good goal, whatever it may be. If you have a goal, you start working for reaching that goal, achieving that aspiration, asking for that desire and then getting it by hook and crook. So that's why there are two margas here. One is Brihaspati Marga and the other is a Shukra Marga. So in the Brihaspati Marga, you should also be mindful of others. That you should not cause misery to others. You should not trouble others. You should not suffer others. So there are so many things. That is Dharma Marga. What we call this as Devayana. This is Devayana. So the path towards Bhava, Swa, and Jana, Tapa, Mahalokas. So all the higher lokas. That is one way. That is Brihaspati Marga. Shukra Marga is, you have a goal, but somehow or other you want to get it. Even by killing everybody, you want it. That's all. So for that, Vakra Marga. That is Rakshasa Marga, Asura Marga, Sura Marga, Asura Marga. Similarly, when you have a goal, whether good or bad, whatever it may be, noble goal or whatever it may be, ignoble, but you have a living, you have started a living there. So this is another living for a goal. Having a goal, the mere existence has been turned into a living. And now, Guruji introduces another term, spiritual living. What is the spiritual living? We also very, very loosely we talk about spiritual living. No, I'm a spiritualist. I'm on a spiritual path. Okay, what is the spiritual living? How is it different from living? Living can be even for a material goal. But spiritual living is not for material goal. It has its own goal, which is reaching that non-matter, that highest point from where the entire matter emerged. So this is spiritual living. And one of our participants in our earlier, the episodes, they raised a question that what is sadhana then? Sadhana is this. Sadhanas The margas may be different. So many margas, bhakti marga, yajna marga, tapo marga, so many margas, the margas may be different. Even doing nothing is also a sadhana, Guruji says. Nothing means, what does it mean? Nothing means nothing means nothing. So if you keep yourself doing nothing, it's a great sadhana. Because can a man live without doing anything? At least he does certain things for himself, for his body, or for his living. He has to exist, isn't it? Even for existence, he has to do something. Can he be without doing anything? So that is problem. Nothing. Doing nothing is also important. Doing nothing means without any goal before you, without any action before, without any a program before you. This is quite related to our Jidda Krishnamurti's philosophy. That's a very higher plane of sadhana, wherein he doesn't even recognize a guru. He doesn't want anything. And he wants deconditioning. Deconditioning means all these conditions are there for us. So he doesn't recognize any condition. Should go out. You should be out. You are out. Same thing Buddha also said some 2000 years ago. He said that doing nothing is not possible, but doing something for nothing. That is a twist there. Here, deconditioning is Jiddu's philosophy. Guruji says Jiddu's philosophy is ahead of his times, he said. At least 500 years ahead of his times. Now we cannot understand it. You will be able to understand only after 500 years. So then that might become a very prevalent philosophy, spiritual philosophy at that time. So here, when we take spiritual living can be explained by many ways. It has many meanings. And these terms that Guruji has introduced here, it challenges the scholarship of the speaker. Depends upon his abilities, depending upon his scholarship. So one can speak for months and weeks and years. So it is such a very big exploding a small seed. It's a seed, but it is exploding. So this spiritual living is not that what we are living today. We means we, you and I, a common man. But we say that, the devotion and then the japas and tapas and all these yajnas and this we will be doing. But that is not spiritual living. That is karma. You are doing some karma. Karma marga. Our culture has also said karma marga. So many margas are there. If you look into Bhagavad Gita has contained only 18 margas. What we call the yogas. 18 margas are there. But there are thousands, hundreds of margas are there. Out of this, Krishna has selected these 18 for the present generations. For the Kali Yuga generations. So there are so many margas, but in spiritual living, conceptually, what does it mean? Means it is not just to have a darshan of a god, darshan of a deity, or getting the spiritual powers, energies, ashtasiddhis. So many things are there. Ashtasiddhis are there. So with the ashtasiddhis and energies and all that, one can enjoy the power, the supreme power within his hands. So also darshans and these things are not our concern here when we are looking for the lasting peace. Peace means shanti. Lasting peace. What is this lasting peace? Because peace, in piecemeal you will be getting. Sometimes you can sit at home and then enjoy some music and then feel very free and enjoyable. You are at peace for some time, for a while. But immediately that peace is broken. Somebody calls you and then disturbs you and speaks something nonsense, and then he may also rebuke you, or he may also praise you, whatever it means, but he disturbs that peace. Peace is that, Guruji says, peace is that which does not have a feeling, any feeling. Because we have, in our classical scholarship, we have Navarasas. So what kind of rasa is Shanta? That Shanta is different, that peace is different. But this lasting peace is different. Therefore, Shanta rasa is also a rasa. But that Shanta rasa is related to this external world that we have. External world. So this peace is something which you have to forget about the external world, which is disturbing you. The bell goes. So this is a wonderful quote. As we have looked into spiritual living, that has to be continued. And there are other two key terms, which of course we have not introduced now, but we have to go at length with these other two also. So tomorrow we will definitely continue this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nana. So in the Navarasas, the Shantam is calm, right? Not the peace.
In Navarasas, Shanta is quietness.
Calm.
Quietness.
And quiet.
In a way, all these Navarasas are related to the world. Laukika.
Yeah. The way we are expressing outward.
If you say
outward expressions.
All this, according to the Shanta, is also there. But this Shanti is different.
Yes.
This is about the lasting peace where there is no rasa. If rasa is there, it is not peace.
Right.
Similarly, there was also a question with regard to the bhakti. Is bhakti a rasa? Guruji clearly says, bhakti is not a rasa.
It's not?
But in bhakti, we apply all navarasas.
Mm-hmm.
All navarasas are used in bhakti. But bhakti rasa is not a rasa by itself.
Right.
Let us see if that quote comes, we can speak about the bhakti rasa.
Okay.
Whatever that you enjoy, whatever that you suffer, whatever that you feel, is all laukika, worldly thing.
Yes.
But what we are referring to lasting peace is something beyond the world, beyond your feeling of existence, beyond the present consciousness. We will come to it in the next meeting.
Yes, Nana. Yes. Thank you everyone for joining today, and see you again tomorrow. We will be in continuation of the same quote. Yes, Nana? Yes, okay. See you all. If you have any questions, do type in the chat. Use the chat function if you want to. Otherwise, we will see you again soon. I'll call it a day, Nana. I don't see anything coming through the chat, so I will call it a day. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Right. Namaste.
Namaste.